Hello and welcome to the next episode of Build Your Own X-Wing, and a couple of things I want to talk about before I get started. The first thing is that I want to apologise for the last video. My laziness won out. I kind of did it as a tongue-in-cheek thing, but ultimately it was hiding the fact that I couldn't be bothered fiddling around with this engine part that you see here. But you will be pleased to know that I, off camera, went away and I attached all the tubing and all the pipes. So it is all intact and it is all in place. And for the next wing, I'll show you how to do all that properly. Sorry about my laziness. It's not really good enough because you guys need the content and deserve the content. The only issue I have is that I am missing one of the pipes here. So we've got 4 pipes on this side and then 3 on this side. And this is irksome a bit because that will be on display, annoyingly, when we do the rest of the wing, which we're going to do this time. But yeah, I just want to apologise for that, and rest assured that that won't happen again, and that piece is all intact. The second thing I want to talk about on a happier note is that start of 2020 we are now getting 5 issues every month. So it's not 4 issues every month, it's 5, which means starting from now on these videos are going to come out every fortnight, just like I did with every other build. They're going to be every fortnightly videos, which is great for me. So I get some routine and great for you. Because of that routine, you know when the videos are coming up. So from this Sunday, every 2 weeks, every fortnight, you'll get the next X-Wing video till this build is complete. Now, and talking of completing, we are completing the wing this time round in issues 17 and 18. So going back to this wing piece that we were just looking at, the first thing we need to do is kind of encase the engine part, and the first piece we're going to do to do that, first piece we're going to use to do that, I should say, is this piece here. Again, it's got that lovely weathering on it, very, very nice indeed. And you see it's got oh, I think one of my pegs is broken. It's meant to have 3 pegs, 1, 2, and 3, but that definitely looks like it's been sheared off. I wonder if that's going to be a problem. I hope not. You see, you've got these 3 holes here, 1, 2, and 3. And then what we do is just place this part in there like that and push it into those holes. There's 1, there's 2, and okay, that one isn't too wobbly. It is a little wobbly, but I don't think that will matter too much. Let me know down below if you have had pins break on you. That is quite upsetting and a shame, but it doesn't seem to matter, and it is a little wobbly, but it's not too much of a bother. The next piece is similar in purpose, but different in design. It's this cylindrical piece here. Again, lovely weathering, very nice indeed. And that just goes into these 3 holes, 1, 2, and 3 on the other side. And as you can see, oh no, it's happened again. I've got a sheared off peg. So it's happened for both of mine, which is a bit frustrating. At least it's, you know, all wobbly on the same side. Oh well. These things happen, I guess. So let me just get this in position correctly. It's hard to show you the pegs going in from this angle. I'm sorry about that, but you could probably hear that. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that's definitely in now. And there we go. Crunch it in. And you see we've got some just encasing in that engine with these pieces here. And that one isn't wobbly at all. So actually it doesn't matter that that peg was broken. Okay, the next piece to finish off this wing is this piece here, which is gorgeously detailed. I love all these rivets and all these electrical wiring and tubes and stuff like that. And basically there are 4 holes on this piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they just go into these 4 holes here, 1, 2, 3, 4 holes here, and it covers up that ugly screw hole there. So that just fits on there like that. Make sure they all line up and then push them in. Oh, that has a very loud click. Oh, very, very loud click. But there is the engine all encased, and as you can see, when it's done, you can still see that missing tube. Oh, how frustrating. How frustrating. I'll know for the next time. But yeah, looking very nice. It really adds to the depth of the wing, because this will go up, obviously, as the X-Wing does, and you'll be able to see the casing and the inside of the engine. And, you know, it's really dark in there now, but you can see the gaps, so you know that there's more inside. And then you can actually see the copper coil through the turbine part of the X-Wing. And so, yeah, it's a little shame that we're covering it all up, but it is quite nice that we see all the parts on the inside as well. So I've got mixed feelings about that, but yeah, very nice indeed. Now, of course, the wing wouldn't be complete without its corresponding turret and gun. This piece has fallen off for me many times on this gun, so I've left it off for now, and I'll probably attach it at the end of the build. But we are attaching this turret now to the wing. So to do that, what we need to do is, you see this, well, there's 5 holes here. This main square hole is where we're going to push the connector through for the LED of this part, and that just goes in there like that. And then this part here, hold on, it's getting a bit big now. Okay, so that connector is through that hole there like that. And then you see we have, oh actually no, before we do that, let me just flip it over and zoom in a little bit. So this connector part goes into this casing here. Make sure I get the right way around, like that. And then we need to feed this through so that the wire is out of the way, but we'll do that in just a second. Flip this over. So now that the wire is attached, you can see that it's got corresponding 3 screw holes and 2 peg holes here. So we just push the wing into these 2 guide holes there, flip it back over, and then we screw this turret down to the wing. And there we have the turret all attached to the wing. And thank you very much to Samuel Kim for the music, the remix he did of the Mandalorian theme, of course. That will be the music of the screwing in sections going forward. If you like that music and want to hear more of his remixes, then go and check out his YouTube channel. The link is down below. And thank you very much, Samuel, for letting me use your music on this channel. Very, very excited to get some of the Mandalorian theme, because I love the Mandalorian and I love the theme. Okay, so now that the turret is all installed, let's just zoom out a little bit and try and get this whole wing in here. You see that we will need to guide this this wire out of the way for the next step. So to do that, we now have too much wire, so I'm just going to put this back in and then gently coil this part here so that is flat, and that should be contained for when we put on the next part, which is very simply the bottom end of this wing. Now, I have been wondering whether we're going to see these parts and these metal parts when the wing cover is on, and the answer is we are not. So I'm just going to get the wire out of the way again, just to show you how it attaches. Again, it's got pegs 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 down the side here. It matches with peg holes all around the X-Wing into the framework of the X-Wing. You can see there's one there. So I just need to make sure that I get this correct. I would make sure this wire doesn't get broken, because I don't want to damage any parts at this stage, or at any stage really. And that is not wanting to go in. Okay, so, oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there's another one in. And there's another one in. This one isn't wanting to go down, it seems. That might be something to do with the wires. I'm not entirely sure. And then here, yep, that pushes in. Nice and neatly. There we go. Okay, you do have to use some force on it. I was going a bit too gently. There we go. And I think that's all in. There is a little rise there, mind. So maybe I do have to fiddle some of these wires about. I do. Just get them out of the way. No screwing down, you'll see, which is interesting. Okay, I think I know what's happened here. And remember, I make mistakes, so you don't have to. And I'm not going to be able to get this part up. Come on, right, okay. Okay, so the mistake I made was this white part here. Clearly it's too thick where I was placing it. So what I need to do is feed this wire in like that. So there we go, and put it in the groove there. So it isn't elevated. That makes a lot of sense. It should just lay flat. Try push this in. Do I risk it? Ah, yes, there we go. Oh, okay, so that is a very nice fit. So as long as I get this place, this piece even laid correctly. Okay, there we go, there we go. Right, and then this part just loops around. Yes, there we go. So that is now flatter than it was. It wasn't sitting up here, it's now in its ridge. Therefore, theory would have it, if I then reattach this piece. There we go. Yep. 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 Just this one going in. There we go. That's in. That is in. You can see there is no ridge along there at all. That is nice and flat. And that is what the underside of the wing looks like with the engine. So we've got the engine here, and the so the turbine here, thruster, the engine here, and we have all of this here, the underside, and then the gun as well. So here is the wing in its entirety. Sadly, I can't fit it all in camera, but here is a photo of it. And I've also attached the battery pack to show you that the light is still working, even though we're fiddling around with wires. The laser is still working there on our first completed X-Wing wing, which is very, very exciting. Even though we have completed that X-Wing wing, that is not the end of the video. There is still issue 18 to look at, and issue 18 is dealing with the cockpit, not with the wing, but with the cockpit. Now, with this cockpit part, I was considering doing a completely separate video because it is going to be quite complicated to do this part in one sitting. I'm sure you will agree that at the end of this segment, I should have done it in a separate video because it's so complicated. And you've been looking at the parts all along. The parts are here. If you can't see them, look a little closer. Yes, I am, of course, joking. This part is going to be really easy. We are attaching the glass to the cockpit frame. So the bigger one is here, in case you didn't see it. And you'll see that it does have a little hole here for the pegs corresponding onto the glass part there. So 1 in, 2 in, like that. They need to be really pushed in so that the plastic part does rise up. 3 in there, and just that fiddly final one. There we go. 4 in there, and then of course we have this part here, which has a bit more complicated cutouts. That is for the hinge, so it shows you which way to go. So you get the hinges around those parts, and then you just tab in the glasswork here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and there we go. There is now glass on our cockpit, and it doesn't use glue, which is good because we all know that model glue can frost glass, and it's got a really nice sheen to it, and it's very clean, very clear, and very nice addition to the X-Wing. Now for my Falcon, I didn't put glass in the cockpit of the Falcon because I didn't want to use the glue and risk steaming it up, but this was nice and easy, and you got that authentic glass feel, which is lovely. And what a way to end the video. Now for me, I still have 3 more issues to go into, so I'm going to film the next video, which you will see in a fortnight's time right now. Let me know down below what you think of this first wing. How did you feel when you completed your first wing of the X-Wing? Things like that. And I will see you in 2 weeks' time for the next part of Build the X-Wing. So until then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.